All right, of the many things we do on this show that are utter nonsense, we're going to play Canton or Cant-Out. Are these Hall of Famers or not? These players. It's based on the Julian Edelman argument this week, Joy.
Well, let's start with Julian Edelman. Canton or Cant-Out?
He's Canton. Canton is the home of the Hall of Fame. He is Canton. Okay, there's 2 or 3 things you have to remember. He has 2 seasons with 100-plus catches, the same as Randy Moss and double that of Calvin Johnson. He's one of 3 receivers in league history with 3 Super Bowl titles and a Super Bowl MVP. The others are Jerry Rice and Lynn Swann. And by the way, 75% of his catches were in Patriot wins. It can't just be the accumulation of numbers. More big catches last 9-10 years than any player in the league.
Eli Manning, Canton or Cant-Out?
Canton. You cannot tell the story of the NFL without him. Forget the fact that he beat Tom Brady and Belichick twice in Super Bowls with miraculous throws, by the way. It wasn't he made the throw. He's also top 10 NFL history in passing yards and touchdowns. So he's a top 10 quarterback in terms of production, and you can't tell the story of the league without him.
And he never missed games.
Ever.
Matt Ryan, Canton or Cant-Out?
Cant-Out. He doesn't win enough. 6 of his last 8 years, doesn't win enough games. He had losing seasons. And by the way, no quarterback over the last decade has accumulated more passing yards in games they lost. So he's just a lot of junk yards. I like him, a lot of junk yards, and he just simply doesn't win enough games.
Julio Jones.
Easy one, Canton. He's an all-timer. Most receiving yards per game of any player in NFL history, 96. There is no question. He has been. Remember when Atlanta traded a bunch of picks to get him and people freaked out and went, I mean, they gave up a ton of picks to move up and get a wide receiver. He and Calvin Johnson were probably the surest locks at wide receiver in 15 years. Like, there was zero chance they could fail.
And Ndamukong Suh.
Cant-Out. You know, he had a great rookie year. He had double-digit sacks. He's never duplicated it. I also think he's a freelancer. He's never been long-term solution. Teams like him because of power, and he can play. Little bit of a freelancer. Great rookie year, never duplicated it. Just it hasn't been on top 5 defenses enough. And if you're great, like Aaron Donald, you end up on top 5 defenses.
Jason Witten.
Yeah, Jason Witten can't. Jason Witten's insane. First of all, in terms of like Cowboys, he beats Michael Irvin, Des Bryant. I mean, the guy's a machine. Know this, 11-time Pro Bowler. And nobody in this league was better against a zone than Jason Witten. Nobody found the hole, caught it, and sat down better than Jason Witten. He was a great college player at Tennessee, too.
Frank Gore.
I'm going to get pushback. Cant-Out.
Come on, Colin.
Okay, listen. In 16 NFL years, Frank Gore finished top 5 in the league in rushing 1 time. It's a compiler.
Do you see that number at the bottom?
Yeah, he played a bunch of games.
In NFL history.
A bunch of them.
And he has the 3rd most rushing yards in NFL history. How is that not a Hall of Famer?
Well, I mean, listen, a dentist could go to work every day, but if I come out and my teeth still hurt, you're not a great dentist.
No, but there's plenty of running backs. All right, Odell Beckham Jr., Canton or Cant-Out?
Cant-Out. No, not playing enough games. I mean, the bottom line is he would have been his first 4 years, but Jamison Crowder and Cole Beasley have more receiving yards than OBJ in the last 4 years. So does Austin Hooper and Cameron Brate. Cameron Brate's a backup tight end.
Cam Newton.
Not winning enough games. It's a Cant-Out. The bottom line is 7 of his last 10 years starting quarterback, losing record in a very winnable division. I mean, Tampa was kind of a mess. Atlanta was hot and cold. And, you know, my knock on Cam is his delivery and his mechanics, I think, have gotten worse. He has the worst completion percentage since entering the league of all quarterbacks with at least 3,000 attempts. He completes 60% of his throws. He's just not consistently accurate enough, and I do think his mechanics have gotten worse.
Ezekiel Elliott.
Cant-Out. Do you know he's the only running back in NFL history? I just found this out today. To see his rushing yards per game decline in each of his first 5 seasons. Never been a running back. Every year, his numbers decline. He's not the home run hitter he used to be at running back. He really isn't.
The offensive line isn't the same either. Patrick Mahomes.
Need 2 more years. Cant-Out. Here's the reason. Every quarterback to make the Hall of Fame, after starting their career in the Super Bowl era, has at least 65 wins. He's got 38. So he just needs 2 more years. I love you, Nick Wright, but you got to give me more wins in more years than a couple. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.